is another episode of Motivation Monday. I'm Michelle C. of Kandid TV, and I am here with the author and the one and only. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Ron Walker, author, speaker, entrepreneur. Just ran for House of Representatives here in Georgia. New book, Black in America, Pastor Legacy Church International, a lot of different things.
Go ahead and drop your Instagram handles and social media handles.
At author Ron Walker on just about every social media platform, and authorronwalker.com.
All right, so we're going to get into it. What inspired you to write, and how did you get your start writing? Were you doing poetry first, or what started it?
I did do poetry, but I was probably in elementary, middle school, something like that. I really got my start in writing when I got in ministry. I got in ministry as a teenager, and I was one of about 30-something ministers over at New Macedonia in Riverdale. So I realized I really wasn't going to get that many opportunities to preach and teach, so I found another outlet, and that outlet became writing. So
Okay.
I launched, my first book was actually The Lost Works of a Lost Soul, which was fiction, but I ended up writing a book called On Track to the Kingdom, and that's really what got my start in writing.
Okay. Now, what inspired you to stop? I'm sorry. What inspired you to step out on faith and author your first book of many more? Like, I know you started with the writing for what you just said, but what was just that one trigger that said, "Oh, let me go ahead and make this a series," or let me make a whole bunch, not just one?
Well, I got started in fiction, and that was really just my own personal outlet. But I realized I really wanted to do more to impact the community and impact people. And I realized that my purpose was really to help push people into theirs. So I got started on the self-help and motivational track and started writing other books. I don't know. I have about more than a dozen books out there, but a lot of them have to do with self-help. But I also have books on various topics like losing a baby, losing a loved one. I have a whole series called Life After Loss, to where I deal with how to move on after you've lost something. Because I have an undergrad in psychology as well, so I utilize psychology in a lot of the different things that I do.
Okay, now with all the books that you just named, if someone to look you up today, what would you say? Okay, this is where I want you to start. Start at this book, and then filter through whatever you want to go to.
I almost gave up. So that's the book that I wrote, dealing with depression. A lot of us go through different moments of sadness or being down, but there's points in life where you can really hit rock bottom and not know what to do. So I authored I Almost Gave Up after my grandmother died, my wife left, my business was closing, in foreclosure with multiple properties. So every house I owned, people stopped paying rent because of financial crisis during like 08, 09. So I was really in a terrible position. Found myself in the middle of the woods with a 9mm, like, I don't want to be here anymore, I'm giving up. And my mother ended up texting me a little text that just said, "I love you, son." And it was kind of the encouragement I needed to just keep going and realize that I was
Mama
still
always
connected.
Mama knew what
Absolutely.
was up.
And it was just in the nick of time. So I got up one morning, wrote this whole book in a day, edited, formatted, did everything that I normally do with my books, got it listed, worldwide distribution, all that kind of stuff within about a week. So I got it out there, and it's become one of my most popular books because it's really kind of insight into my soul. Everything that I was going through and everything that I had to do to work my way back up. So it's one of those little things, like if you're going through something, I Almost Gave Up is a great place to start. Then there's a follow-up of You're Too Close to Give Up Now that I just published recently. But like I said, my most recent is Black in America. So with all this crazy stuff going on, had to do something to really look out for my community.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's not even, you can't even fathom that in 2020 we'll be still going through the same nonsense we went through in the 60s. But here we are. All right, now, did your passion of storytelling inspire you to become a pastor? And if not, what did?
I never set out to be a pastor. Never really wanted to. Most people that know me know I'm more of an introvert.
Extremely.
I have social issues. I have Asperger's syndrome. So I'm not the best in social settings, but I'm a decent speaker. I'm a person that really does care about people, but I care in my way. So as a pastor, a lot of times you're supposed to be, really endearing and empathetic, and you really care for people, and you pastor them. You raise them up like a pastor would raise sheep or something, or like a shepherd will raise sheep. I'm more of a get yourself together type of person What are we going to do to overcome? What's the next step? How do we get from A to B? I'm a problem solver. I'm solution oriented. So I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a life coach. I'm going to push you to get where you need to be. So when people come to me with goals, when they come to me with some type of objective in mind, I'm that person that will get behind you and say, this is how we're going to get there. Now let's go.
Okay.
But I'm not that person. If you fall, I'm not going to coddle you and sugarcoat everything and say, come on, baby, you can. So get up. Let's go.
Wait a minute. You ain't going to lean your hand out and say, can I help you up? You're going to be like, get up.
In life, you got to learn how to get up on your own sometimes. People are not always going to be there for you. That's the sad part.
This is true.
Even your closest friends, family members, you got to be able to get up even when nobody's there to help you up.
This is true. Okay, so then in short, the writing didn't inspire that, but just your demeanor itself just motivated you to get into that field.
Sure.
Okay. Now, what is something that you benefited through during this quarantine time that we're dealing with?
Honestly, nothing really changed for me. I've always been more of a hermit. I've stayed at home. I only go out when I have to. But with the quarantine and COVID and everything, it's just giving me an excuse. It's giving me, a reason. Not an excuse, but a reason to not be able to go places. So as my friends would say, I'm normally the guy that's going to come up with some kind of reason why I can't come. Well, now COVID has given me that.
You're like, my head don't grow and I can't come. You'd be like,
there's a lot of different reasons. Like I said, I'm not good in social situations. I don't love being around people. That's not really who I am. I would rather sit at home, read a book, or write a book than go out and hang out with people.
This is true.
Yet I love my friends and I love my family, but I don't always want to be around them. I don't. I'm sorry. So quarantine is not changing anything. I'm still doing the same work, writing, working on a new course. I'm going to teach people how to increase their sales online because with the business that I started before, we did wonderful online, grew from about $900 investment to $250,000 revenue in about 9 months. So I want to be able to teach other people how to do those types of things. But quarantine has only made me better.
Right. So that was the benefit. It made you better because a lot of people kept talking about how they lost instead of saying what they gained. So you gained more creativity and more options to make more money.
Absolutely. Lost nothing. Gained a couple of dogs and a reason why I don't have to go places.
Okay. Now, what are some words of wisdom that you would give any upcoming entrepreneur?
I tell everybody, learn how to adjust. Being able to pivot in business is a very important piece of entrepreneurship. If you don't know how to adjust to the times, adjust to the market, if you don't know how to adjust, period, you're going to get left behind. So this whole COVID and social media injustices and all this kind of stuff that we're seeing now has taught us that it's so important to be able to switch gears. So that's what I tell everybody. Be able to adjust. And I'll double back to what I said earlier. Be able to get up on your own. Don't look for help. Don't look for somebody to come and rescue you. Figure out how to build a boat. If you're in a flood, build a boat. Work it out somehow. Pivot and adjust and get back up.
So don't touch the hem of your garment because you're going to be like, hey, bro, you need to get up.
That's so rude. Blasphemer. Just terrible. No.
I'm just saying.
I think, honestly, I'm a person, like for instance, I'm wearing a shirt right now from Be Kandid Co. My buddy Alex Brown, he started a business and I support it, I'm not the guy that shows up. See, Michelle is the type of person that shows up to your events. I'm not the person that shows up. I'm the person that sends money. I'll buy your product. I'll support what you're doing in other ways, but I'm really not going to show up. This is the first interview I've done in person in I don't know how long. Every other podcast, interview, anything else I've done has been through Zoom lately, has been over the phone. This is the first time I've probably left my house in months. But I show up because I can't turn her down. But I'm the type of person that will generally just send money, buy a product, something like that. I'm not coming.
I'm not coming.
Yeah, I'm not coming.
Okay, well, on Candid Kisses TV, we like to keep it fun, so we ended with our segment, Kiss or Diss. So, you know what that is. Celebrity crushes, you're going to decide whether you kiss or diss.
Okay.
First one, Cardi B or light-skinned Keisha? Who you kissing, who you dissing?
Okay, so disclaimer. Beautiful wife at home, love her with all my heart. So this is just for this game. She's already told me I only get one pass, and that's Alicia Keys. And that's simply because in the beginning I compared her to Alicia. Even sent a side-by-side comparison, say, hey, you remind me of Alicia Keys. And I've always loved Alicia Keys since Fallen. In this situation, kiss or diss, I'm gonna say diss both.
Can't do that.
I'm gonna say diss both. No,
That's not how it works.
so don't have that option. I respect Cardi as a musician. I like her music. She looks like a Muppet Baby to me. So that's my only issue with that. So I guess
Really?
by default, I'll go with the other.
You know what? I'm moving right along. All right, Carrie Hilson or Chili of TLC? Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
So in that case, I would kiss both.
Again, not how it works.
Both. So that's a difficult decision. Miss Carrie Baby is beautiful. Chili always had a crush on her. Yeah, both.
Yeah, no.
Next question.
That's not how it works.
It's a toss up. But I'll go with Carrie.
Okay. And last one, Megan Thee Stallion or Della Reese?
Dumbest options.
First of all, don't
Della
you
Reese.
judge.
Della Reese. Keep it interesting. Mix it up, you know. I don't like being. Yeah, Della Reese. I'm not gonna give more of a reason, but just Della Reese. Whatever. Let's keep it going.
Okay. Now, our last segment is our DAQs. That stand for dumbass questions. Random questions that we just want the answers to. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Hot dog.
What?
It's a hot dog.
Okay. That's
It's a
it?
hot
Final
dog.
answer?
It has its own category. It's a hot dog.
All right. What superpower would you love to have?
Love to be able to fly or be invisible or transport. But more than likely fly. I don't know. Some days I really do just get tired of walking.
Okay.
And I just want to be able to fly. Not like the whole wing flapping or anything. But Superman just fly. So
Superman
fly.
now. Okay.
Okay, soldier.
You gonna get that coming home?
Yo.
All right. What is the most useless fact that you know?
None of them. All of them are wonderful. Never know when you'll have a good trivia night. Never know when you're going to need a useless fact and maybe even impress somebody. But yeah, I like them all.
All right. And what is the funniest joke you know by heart?
Don't know any jokes. I know funny anecdotes. I know stories. Shout out to one of our friends and one of your past guests, Ronnie Jordan. He does a wonderful little story anecdote about a honey bun. One of our old friends, Juhan, did this whole little track for him of, I think it was 3 different songs. And he just goes through this transition with his love affair that he has with this honey bun. And I remember going to their house when we were younger. Will Jordan, his brother, is one of my best friends, and we were at the house. I was like, man, I'm hungry. Go in his brother's room, and there's like 20 boxes of honey buns. I'm like, can I get a honey bun? And he was like, don't mess with them honey buns. It's my brother honey buns. You eat one, he's going to trip. Ended up learning why. He did the whole thing, and every night, he only takes 1 bite of each honey bun, and that was it. So every night, he's just going through different honey buns. Long story short, I ain't get a honey bun. I don't know, and I'm not. You trying to say you ate all of them?
No, I'm asking. Like, why would you just eat like one piece of it?
You got to go back and watch the joke.
I know the joke, but I'm saying like all them leftover honey buns, you just gonna like not eat the rest of them?
Got to watch the joke.
You know what? Moving on. Okay, well that has been another episode of Kandid Kisses TV. Make sure they can follow you again, give them your Instagram information, and how they can purchase your new book.
At Author Ron Walker, distributed everywhere you can buy books online. So go to Amazon, go wherever you like, or you can just go to authorronwalker.com and purchase there.
I want to make sure
No
you.
Singadoo?
Yeah, we're gonna get that in the next round. Like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. See you next time.
Definitely.
All right, so we have a game called Singadoo that launched a couple of months ago and is doing extremely well. And we're going to play a couple of rounds for you so you can see how it goes. And if you want to purchase, you go to singadoo.com. Now, the game is very simple. All you do is you look at the name of the song on the card, and you're going to sing the melody of the song on the card by only using the word do. And once you do that, you get a point. All right, so I'm going to start with... All right, so I'm doing the category of old school. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do 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 do.
I have no idea.
Okay, you suck. That means that's my point. Okay. TV theme. Oh, you might not know. You should know this one. Do 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 do.
TV theme.
Do 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 do. Okay, you suck.
You're singing the melody to an R&B song right now,
Which is a TV theme. You don't know it?
No, I have no idea.
You give up?
Sure.
Wonder Years. What would you do if I quit? You suck. Okay.
How white are you? Okay, that's
You know what? Okay. All right, I got one. Hip hop and R&B. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do.
Tell me.
Thank you. Finally, this Negro got one. Okay, go for it.
It's so terrible. From Clayco, you gonna sing that Wonder Years? Come on.
Hey, you didn't watch the Wonder Years?
No.
Come, I watched it.
Ah, bet. Dance hits.
Okay.
It's like you had it in your mind and you were ready, and then I said it, and I just do 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 do. Nope, that's terrible. Do 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 do. That's all I got. Do 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 do. Ah, see, trying to do it in dudes is difficult.
It's a dance hit?
It's a dance hit.
Okay.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I don't know any other words, but it's that one part. Do 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 do.
My body's calling out.
No. Do 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 do.
I don't know. Go to the next one.
That thong da dong thong.
That was horrible.
Whatever. Dance hits again.
Okay.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. So terrible that I only know these small parts. Do 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 do. But I'm doing it in a deeper voice, so do 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 do. Do do.
Is that the hook? Do the hook.
That is the hook.
Oh God.
Do 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 do. Sweet.
You absolutely
Do, 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 do.
No, next.
Sexy back.
Really? You could have said do 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 do.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't. You didn't. That was not. No. Okay. Last one.
Okay, one more. This used to be one of my favorite songs, and I can't even remember how it goes.
You better know how to do it.
Okay, sing and do favorites. Do 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 do.
Oh, I want you.
See?
Okay.
Boom.
Finally, because you
Killed
did it.
it.
You did it with the key and
I'm the
everything.
best.
Psych.
No.
You're not.
I killed that.
You killed it. All right. All right. That's how you play Sing and Do. Make sure you get you on singanddo.com.